welcome to a marathon part of Uncharted 4.
Yay.
A lot of stuff's gonna happen, so strap in
Awesome.
and
Let's just say this is a very, very plot-heavy part that is going to tell us a lot about the brothers Drake.
I'd
and it's
expect
an hour
nothing
long,
less.
really, so
This is okay. Remember when we were doing? Remember in Uncharted 3 when Marlowe was kind of foreshadowing the backstory that we're gonna see in a moment, and it's also Dickensian. Now you're going to see for yourself just how Dickensian it is. Like seriously, it's so Dickensian. It's kind of amazing. Like
yes, and we will do that as soon as I can figure out where I'm supposed to go.
Spoke too soon, like I said.
Dwibsy.
Well, Sam is at the very least trying to find a way. Let's see. It's okay. It's okay. If it takes too long, the game will just activate the destination marker saying "Go here."
Yeah, the game will tell me that. Okay, so if I can drop down to... Oh, no, wait, no, I don't. Nate, don't grope him, he's your brother.
In fact, this is actually also one of the part in the playthrough where we also get to hear one of my favorite tunes that Henry Jackman made for this game called "The Brothers Drake," plays during the big flashback we're going to see in this part.
All right, where am I going? I'm going the wrong way.
All right. For the record, I might as well ask Shiro since she tends to be a bit forgetful as well. Shiro, you remember what happened? Remember what Marlowe specifically said in that one scene with Nate in Uncharted 3?
Yep.
Like, do you remember that specific part where she said, "You're not here." Okay. Of course, Nathan Drake. Of course, that's not. Of course, that's not really your name, is it? But we won't dwell on that. Remember when she said that?
Okay.
Well, that was foreshadowing for what's gonna happen in this.
I love how almost perfectly timed you reminding Shiri about the big revelation in the last game coincided with Drake's death.
That's another thing. Like, for as much as people love to try to add controversy to the fact that Neil Druckmann took over for Amy, the truth is that Neil Druckmann did not forget what Amy established in 3, and he continued it. So it's not like it really mattered in the grand scheme of things.
I think there might have been some differences if things did go the way they were supposed to, but I guess we'll never know.
I think it would have been more insulting if they disregarded what she did.
No, they didn't at all. Sure, at the very end of this game's credits, they dedicate the game to her. So it's not even a matter of that. Like, Neil and Bruce appreciate everything that Amy did for this series.
Meanwhile, I have a great appreciation for you guys' time.
So this is why this part is 56 minutes.
Down to the window when you could have easily just walked down the stairs.
And here I thought Dwibs were going to put in a lot of story in this part, and that's why it was so long. But
For shame, Dwibs, for shame.
No. This entire part is an hour of outtakes.
There you know, that has the potential
it's okay,
to be.
Shiro. I used the YouTube preview thingy to make sure it's. So we will see all that what I just mentioned.
Just making sure you haven't plummeted to your death.
Ha ha ha! About that.
Yeah, I swear I forgot that bit was in there.
Need a lift? I love a lift.
By the way, you know how awesome the bro conversation is between these two? It's a great contrast to how it is in Lost Legacy, where since we have two main characters who are females, we get to see a female equivalent of this. Like, for example, to give you an idea, there's a point where they talk about boys.
Oh my god! The game! Oh my god! Pedro, the game has failed that meaningless Bechdel test.
The meaningless what? Sorry, I didn't get.
Oh, the Bechdel test.
What's that?
I don't.
Something.
What is that?
You explain it, Jova.
I don't know. Jova, help me.
Do I have to?
Yes, somebody has to.
Well, hold on. There's plot a bit now, so hold on. Or not. No.
Rob from the rich, huh?
Okay, go ahead, Jova. Try to be quick.
The Bechdel test is basically a test to find out whether a work or fiction features at least two women who talk to each other about something other than a man. Basically,
they're talking plenty of other things, so
basically,
that's okay. It passes that test.
Let's just say the Bechdel test overall is The feminist test. Basically, the one to call attention to gender inequality
okay.
in fiction.
So let me guess.
Oh,
I
so
need to-
basically this test should be ignored?
let me guess, Jova. It was good old Anita that came up with that.
Actually, no, believe it or not. It's been around for some time.
Anyway, speaking of stuff being
Shoreline
blown
is
up out of all
attacking me.
proportion.
Well, it's-
Get it? Blown up out of all proportion.
Oh crap.
So yeah, I guess the pirates who lived here must have not been able to anticipate explosions of this caliber and weapons of that caliber. What do I do? Okay, how about a drinking game? Count the number of times I die. You guys there?
Yeah, we're just paying attention.
It's action. I think that's where we can talk over it.
I know. It's just that I like watching this game's action. Anyway.
Even when I die multiple times.
Well, that wasn't meant. That was meant to happen. So it didn't.
Yeah. Me dying was totally meant to happen.
Go ahead. Come on, Nate. Oh crap.
Oh no! I don't want to fail at this kind of section again.
Whew.
Phew. Didn't.
Cool. Oh crap.
Yeah. Then my weapon is exactly all that helpful either. Oh wait, no, I got the golden gum.
Yeah.
You're the man with the golden gun, Dwibs.
The man with the golden gun.
And now I'm the man with the golden gun with no bullets.
6 bullets to your 1? I only need. Gotta love Christopher Lee.
Best thing in that movie.
Hey, I still think.
I thought Man with the Golden Gun was one of the good James Bond films.
Well,
It's regarded as one of the worst.
Honestly, I'd still take. Honestly, I think people tend to give a lot of necessary flack to those. Those movies were a product of their time, honestly. I mean, what did you expect?
Guys, you haven't really got much. I haven't really got any weapons left now.
And
Well,
This is what happens when you overdo it.
Well, you can drop and return to the last checkpoint.
wow, he's hanging on by a thread.
Literally.
Yeah. A NeoGaf. Yeah, that was terrible.
Maybe climb. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll climb up. With all the
you gotta-
explosions happening.
Rule of video games, if you keep running, nothing will hit you.
Oh, I love this section.
Come on. There you go.
Run!
Oh, when the game will let me run. You know, actually no, I can't really make a good house falling apart joke.
Whew.
Thanks.
Oh, nope, still going.
Oh, crud.
Run. And there you go. Oh crap.
Oh crap.
And
everywhere.
he should have been blown off.
Well, he didn't take the exposure. He still managed to throw himself away from there just in time.
Oh, great mud.
Ah.
Got it.
Jesus. Oh.
Yeah, this is definitely the biggest section in the game where you really have to be on your, well, fingertips.
Literally.
Yeah. Yes, literally. Both in terms of the character in the game and your skills on the buttons.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Fortunately, I'm on Explorer mode, so... but I still haven't got any weapons. What do I do if I find an enemy?
It's okay. I keep
Then
expecting
find a
you.
weapon first.
Nadine. Oh crap.
Oh, hello.
You know, does she have any mooks left after we're done with them?
Also, you
She
didn't
still has a few. We even saw them, but yeah, but not that many now at this point.
Honestly, my biggest disappointment...
And Lost Legacy actually will address that, believe it or not.
Honestly, I gotta be honest though. I was actually really disappointed that we didn't really get a big final confrontation with Nadine. Any battle you have with her is just a curb stomp.
Yeah, that is kind of a shame.
Well, Dwibs, let's just say they have a plan for what to do with her at the end of
We
Lost
can
Legacy.
still have a battle though.
I can see
Sure.
I can see what Dwibs means, though.
No, I
April, that
understand.
we don't get a proper fight with her in this game.
True.
Ow. Aha.
They had, my guess is they didn't want to. My guess is they didn't want her to, die in any way because they were planning on saving her for Lost Legacy.
Oh, you can have a fight with her without her dying.
Yeah. Just have it so you can beat her to the ground.
Ladies and gentlemen, behold, Nolan North and Troy Baker tag team against Laura Bailey. Who will win?
In a handicap match.
Well, let's
It's
see.
a handicap match. Dwibs, this could go either way. What do you think?
Well, Troy Baker kind of has the edge, seeing as how...
Sorry, Joe. But me and Dwibs are the ones who usually do the wrestling commentary gig.
Yes.
Go.
Well,
Ding,
too
ding,
bad. You've got a third
and the
intruder
match
in the
is
box.
And to be honest, yeah, I get that she's a trained mercenary and all, but honestly, I think she's a little bit too OP.
Actually, Dwibs, well, you have to understand. See, the thing is, Nate and Sam learned to fight in prison. They weren't actually trained in martial arts, whereas Nadine actually knows how to properly fight and dodge because she's been trained for that specific purpose. So it's a very different thing to be self-taught and professionally trained. Professionally trained fighters will tell you that there's a correct way to fight.
But again, we really don't get a chance. I mean, if you can't even beat her in like the 2 or 3 times you face her, then what was even the point? Just have it as a cutscene. If really you can't really do much of anything.
Yeah, I understand that.
Well, it is kind of an interactive cutscene in this sense.
Yeah, I understand that, but at the same time, considering the different backgrounds they have, it does make sense that Nadine would be able to kick their ass. Like I said, there's people who know this. So the fight.
Okay, that was awesome.
You know that will be able to. It wasn't it?
Okay, her winning every time makes sense, basically.
Like if you know the basic backgrounds of the characters, it's the all right. Now we're gonna get another plot twist.
I think I get what Dwibs is saying, though. I mean, go her winning most times.
Hold on, Java. You can say that for later because now we're gonna. This is important. But I do agree that they could have had at least one more fight. Yeah.
Yeah, just to sum it up, you could have easily have eventually triumphed over her. Eventually.
Sure. Well, this is a standstill.
It's like kind of like that Mexican standoff from GTA 5.
You wanted to bet her life on that?
Go ahead then. Shoot her.
Sam.
Yeah.
You both die.
So be it. Not another step.
I mean,
Do it.
Put the gun down. I warned you.
do it! Start! Hold your fire! Don't shoot! Put it down.
It's done.
Yeah. That would have been a big whoops moment there.
Don't worry, Nadine. It's not their style.
I say, I didn't think he had it in him.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen Incredibles, so this is probably the point where she starts growing the nets to pretty much betray him eventually.
Hey.
Oh, you're on the right path, Java. Very good.
I already got it.
But we're not there yet.
Yeah, not there yet.
Come on, now you're a businessman. Let's just work out a deal.
Oh, a deal. Oh, yeah. I'll be here what you have in mind.
If you please stop kicking my brother, we can share the treasure.
Oh, you can go ahead. I'm listening.
Just
Well, as you probably know from the climax, this guy is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Don't trust me. This guy is so obsessed to the point where he's just fucking nuts. But you'll see.
yeah.
So obsessed with proving himself to his father that it's
The gauchos on this guy.
Just enough to get him his freedom, okay?
Oh, here we go.
Nathan.
Yeah, we've got another big bad of the game this time.
The guy who broke him out, Hector Alcazar, he owes him a lot of money.
Whoa, what the hell are you talking about, Nate? Hector Alcazar died in a shootout in Argentina like 6 months ago.
Hey,
Excuse me?
The one that
You what, mate?
Yeah, it was him who released Samuel.
So yeah, Sam has actually been lying to us this whole time.
Oh,
Well, this is better than a gunfight.
Oh, great.
What kind of story did you cook
Oh,
up,
great. He made an
Alcazar?
X Factor sob story. How could you?
Lie to your baby brother.
We're wasting time.
Just a second.
Yeah.
We're going
need
to
to break it. We do need to break a bit, Laura. You know.
We're going to get an explanation. Don't worry.
I just kept running into these dead ends. And then I hear that our dear old Samuel Drake, an authority on Avery, is alive and somewhat well. There was no breakout. I bribed the prison warden, and your brother, he just waltzed right out the front gate. He spent the last 2 years tracking down a second St. Dismas cross. You know what? He did it all with me.
Oh,
Okay?
that's bullshit.
Oh. Sam, care to refute?
I did not. No, I can't think of the room pun.
Jesus, no.
Listen, Avery's treasure was ours. It was always ours.
I left my life for you.
Hey, look.
Wow, this is better than killing them.
I mean, hey, I'm finally getting a. You know, the bad guy's
He's
probably.
loving this.
You know, the bad guy's probably thinking, hey, I'm finally getting a good soap opera for once.
Really pissed me off. But all behind us now.
You don't deserve it.
You do? Last I checked, we're all a bunch of thieves digging around where we shouldn't.
Rafe.
What?
One way or another, end it, or I will.
You're pissed about that fight, aren't you?
Well, you heard the lady.
Hey, you missed one clue, and you can kiss that treasure goodbye. You said it yourself, keep running into dead ends. Why don't you face it, Rafe? You need us.
No, you're right. You're half right.
Uh-oh.
I just need Sam.
Wait, now you're making a mistake.
Don't listen.
Well, that's one way to drop in on the scene.
Oh my god. Nate. Hey, Nate!
Drake and
Sam.
Sam
And
are,
Nate.
Sam and Nate are about to try and find out a little bit more about their past by breaking into this mansion.
For those who don't remember, at the end of the prologue, Sam specifically said, "Look, I found Mom's stuff." Really? We can get it now, and this is what happens right after it. So they're going to basically infiltrate this house so they can steal their mom's stuff because, as Sam said, it's Mom's. They're ours by right. And here we go. Go ahead, Dwibs. Chapter 16.
Chapter 16, The Brothers Drake.
And that's the track that plays during this chapter, and it's a beautiful piano piece by Ray Jackman.
You think this place has no
So yeah, you're probably wondering what exactly. You're probably wondering. This is probably the event that started.
Or we could just use the front door.
What you're about to see, Shiro, is the event that started everything. This entire series starts here.
Okay, I do appreciate the fact that that the game does acknowledge that someone's just gonna try opening the front door.
Yeah.
Put in dialogue for that.
Yeah, because I really love Naughty Dog's attention to detail in that regard.
Such a pity I can't just ring the doorbell. But
Oh look, it's the Iron Soldier by the Hans Christian Andersen tale.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just a weird toy
For
looking.
for those who don't know, the actually it's made of lead, not iron. I'm mystic there. For those who don't know, because it's kind of a little less known. For those who don't know, Hans Christian Andersen, the author of The Little Mermaid, he also made other stories, including one, which is the Little Toy Soldier made of lead. Let's just say, if you know how The Little Mermaid in the original story dies at the end.
Yeah.
Let's just say that's a running thing with Hans Christian Andersen because the soldier dies as well in the end.
It sort of has to do with the fact that
and it's also for love as well.
it has to do with the fact that Hans Christian
What
Andersen's
happened to it? Seriously.
the guy had a
that
sucky
actually is the
life,
story, yeah, he had a really shit.
so he decided to share his grief with
Jack
the world
specifically?
through literature.
Yeah, and the problem is that he was abnormally tall, and he kind of looked, a bit like. So nobody hired him because he didn't really look, good for any part because of how weird he looked. And as a result, he was forced to basically become an author, and he basically vented his own frustrations into his books, and that's why his books are always made of people who are always unfitting and want to, be something but cannot. And that's what the Little Mermaid is. That's what the Soldier is. That's why all of his stories are tragic. He also wrote the Ugly Duckling,
which has a good ending, surprisingly.
I guess even he sometimes felt less miserable.
It just goes to show, though, the guy himself was a tragic fairy tale when you think about it. Only after death is he now beloved.
Now he's regarded as one of the greatest book writers of all time, obviously, because of the stories being so iconic.
After his death, though, I mean...
Oh, Aljova, it's kind of like how it is with geniuses. They're only truly appreciated after the death.
Yeah, like I remember...
Or at the very least, a long time after their masterpieces come out, at least.
Like I remember, we actually had a district-wide celebration for this minister, and I thought, oh my god, when did he die? And he turned out he's alive. It's like, that just goes to show. I'm shocked when we're actually celebrating a person while they're alive.
Give in, okay. One of the best examples, for example, Stanley Kubrick's Clockwork Orange, regarded as one of the greatest films ever made. But when it first came out, especially in England, everybody accused it of being the cause of violence in England.
Didn't he get chastised in England to the point where he had to move out?
Yes. And like Dwibs said in our commentary of that, Dwibs apologizes for past England being stupid.
Hey, you know what they do? Let's blame a movie for violence in real life.
Which is funny because at that point Stanley Kubrick was pretty much living in England.
Oh, that's why he left.
Yeah.
But he came back saying as though he died.
Blame video games for all the violence.
He must have come back saying as though most of his films after that were still filmed around here, and he passed away here.
Mm. Well, interesting shit about that in terms of video games. Back when the war in Iraq was going on, there was it was after the war, and however, they still had to finish things, get soldiers out of there and stuff like that. And what happened was there was a piece of news also that the American government was going to, quote unquote, try to remove violence from video games. And in Portugal, we made a joke about that, saying, the American government claims that they're going to try to stop all violence in video games. Only after that, they will try to stop all the violence and heinous acts in Iraq. Because that's more. Because that's more important. Because it's more important. It's reassuring because you didn't.
Priorities.
Or lack thereof, if you want.
Egad.
Relics of Takagawa Kenichiro number
from Kyoto Uni.
All right, that's not it. Keep looking. So yeah, basically we're looking for a white box that should have our mom's things in there. Let's see. It's got to be around here somewhere.
Hey Sam. Call me crazy, but this looks like a Ming Dynasty vase.
You're crazy.
The right mind would have a Ming Dynasty vase just sitting around like that.
Yeah. Probably a knockoff of something.
And then they flip it over and it reveals the secret entrance to the Batcave.
Wouldn't that be a twist?
Your mother is actually Batwoman.
But she's dead, so it's gonna be. I'll try and read this letter. Dear Eddie, greetings from Peru. I hope my letter arrives safely. There is no post office here, only a small patch of stuff happened. There you go.
Shit happens. Moving on.
Yeah.
Be good for grandmother. Study hard. Be good for grandmother. Huh? All right.
A lot of pictures lying around.
Ooh, a little horse.
Oh,
every place we ever lived. I remember Dad was always like, "Why bother unpacking? We're just gonna move again in a month."
Yep.
Yeah.
Just like Drake, just like the brothers. Well, they're not called Drake at this point, are they?
Well, we were going to bring that up later, but yes, we're going to get into that. Yes. Yeah, you probably remember how at the beginning of the first game he said that he was the descendant of the legendary the legendary explorer Francis Drake. Well, let's just say that's not the whole story.
Yeah.
It's
Tutankhamun?
sarcophagus.
Tutankhamun.
Is that how you say it in English?
Yeah.
I usually just pronounce it the way it's in Egyptian.
Yeah, that sounds like some stereotypical gangster speak when you say it like that. Tutankhamun.
Jeez.
It's like with Pokey. It's like that nostalgia critic joke there when he did the whole Pokemon thing.
You know, is it just me or does this attic look somewhat similar to the one from Chapter 4?
Hey, do me a favor.
Somewhat.
Bury me in one of these.
Well, how about this, Jova? We'll get back to it at the end of this.
Yeah. Don't worry, Jova. The plot twist isn't that they wound up back at the orphanage by mistake and were held there against their will.
Well, Dwibs, correct me if I'm wrong. Did that ever happen in a Dickens novel?
I don't think so. At least not the ones I've read.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, I already did the game loops back to the orphanage joke anyway, so.
Yeah. What is up with Charles Dickens and orphanages?
I don't know. Was he in an orphanage himself?
Probably, because.
Maybe 4th century.
All right.
This place is like a damn museum.
Think they've got a
All right. Let's see where this goes.
It's not Night at the Museum, Nate. I don't even think even at this point Night in the Museum is even a thing.
Well, not necessarily, Dwibs.
Oh,
mean,
another white book. Is it the one we want? Nope. The only likely theory that books are the ones for our mom is if she changed her name or something. You went under a pseudonym.
Always was.
Okay, see if it's behind this door. Alright, let's see. Told him about 60.
Hey, Nathan, check me out. Now who am I? Huh?
Oh, this one.
Dr. Livingston, come on!
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's and that, ladies and gentlemen, was how cosplay was invented. Oh, we got a party invite. Not us though. Please join us at the Adventures Lodge for our annual gala. All bunch of stuff. It's been a while. I do hope you'll join us this year. From Charles.
Charles Dickens, maybe?
No, if that were the case, Paige, the paper wouldn't look nearly that recent. Unless the paper back then was really sturdy. Alright,
Fertility totems.
Breastfeeding statue.
Making that joke.
Moving on.
No,
I got it. That's the plot twist. Nate and Sam's mum was secretly an elephant.
I bet the food here was better.
Okay.
Yeah, orphanage food. It must be really terrible for them to speak about that.
If fiction is anything to go by, but then again, I've never heard anyone complain about that stereotype, so I guess it probably is true.
What about orphanages being shit?
No, orphanages having shitty food.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's like school dinners as well. It's all shit.
Yeah,
It's
another
like
box.
school
Is
meals.
it,
Well,
no, it's
Lawrence of Arabia. Ha 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 ha.
Hey, but that Lawrence of Arabia film was around at this point, so this is mid-90s.
Yeah, and Uncharted 3. Well, here's the thing, Dwibs. Uncharted 4 takes place in modern day because they have modern technology and everything. And this was like what, 20 years, 30 years ago. So,
1995 or so.
Yeah, about around that.
Maybe. Might be like a little bit later. I don't know when Lawrence of Arabia came out.
It doesn't really matter. Point is, it's in the past and whatever.
Yeah. A magazine, Adventure Life, Lost Treasures of Z. I can't read the other bit.
Dragon Gone. Looks like it's from Southeast Asia.
Nice.
Fancy. There's a boat called Fancy. Oh yeah, I love this bit coming up.
Just imagine being lost at sea.
But let's just get this monologue done first.
The only thing standing between death and salvation.
And also reading whatever that is.
Crazy.
Evelyn, I happened across the latest issue of Adventure Life and was both surprised and delighted to see you grace its cover once again. I went on a journey with someone, and I've been struggling a lot. Please don't die. Love, Ken Balo. Boy, he's vanished off the face of the earth ever since he left Sega's PR department, so...
Don't you remember Sega of Antarctica?
God damn it, Ken.
That's Ben Kalo, Jova.
Oh, so wrong Kalo?
Oh, history of the robbery and murders of the most notorious pirates with Y? Is that how I'm guessing that's like yay old English, maybe?
Maybe. But yeah, Sam thinks it's probably just a phony.
Fake or not, this looks like a first edition.
Are you serious? This place, man.
You know,
So yeah, you're probably wondering who the hell even lives here. This is practically a museum, like they said.
Probably about 20 years later, this actually got converted into a museum.
That job.
Tonight,
that's my wager.
Let's just stick with what already belongs to us.
Yeah, let's focus on retrieving what's actually ours.
Yeah, never mind the fact that it looks like a burglary. We're just taking back what belongs to us. I'm sure that will hold up in court.
Well, the thing is...
That's totally how it works.
And now, a musical number.
Basically, Shuoi, they used to live with their parents, obviously. But however, like they intended, they said how dad was always moving and stuff. Oh.
What's left of it?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he got burnt, and
the woman, this woman from the Adventure Life cover, she definitely gets a lot of letters from different people. All right. But yeah, like I was saying, yeah, they used to live with their parents, sure, but their parents died. So, and that's how Nate got into the orphanage. And fortunately, Sam was able, since he was already old enough to get a job, he was able to escape that fate. But Nate unfortunately had to stay until the orphanage up and
cosplaying as a shinobi character.
Upstairs.
All right, upstairs it is.
Yeah, this has always been my lifelong dream. Walk around an empty house wearing a shinobi helmet.
Dream achieved?
That's a very specific dream.
Well, plenty of people have very specific dreams.
Like it? Well, she like everybody else, I got a dream.
It's locked.
That the game is trying to put out to Dwibs. So Nate has to use his climbing skills to get there.
You kidding me? Can't handle it.
Yeah. You dare cast doubt on my climbing skills? Watch this.
All right, Dwibs, go ahead. Show us your climbing skills.
Look how happy I am. Look how good I am at hanging. But hang on, no, wait, we got.
That could be taken horribly out of context.
I meant hanging on by my fingertips.
There we go.
I actually forgot. I never tried climbing up the vent with the shinobi head. Can you actually do it, or do you have to take it out?
I think the game I think I showed that off. I think the game takes it off for you automatically.
Probably, yeah, because it would.
It's probably too big.
Yeah, that's why I was asking.
Let me see.
I've actually never tried doing it with the shinobi head, so.
Yeah, sure. Take a photo of yourselves at the scene of the crime.
Hashtag burglary.
Selfies before they were a liability.
Yeah, yeah, Polaroids. And yeah, you can actually keep shaking it to reveal even more of the photo.
No,
Yeah.
quite a few of my friends have Polaroid cameras.
I wish I still had one of those. But yeah, I mean, one thing I wish you could do what you could do in Infamous Second Son and just shake the photo using the
6-axis.
by shaking the PS4 controller.
Well, Dwibs, even though Teo's not a fan of these games, I will at least tell you that this is one thing that he will appreciate because Teo hates the 6-axis.
See, look, there you go, Pedro. He took it off.
Yeah, I figured they would probably do something like that because there's no way it would fit for there.
But hey, at least now you know.
And knowing is half the battle, G.I. Joe, blah blah blah,
Blah,
whatever.
blah.
Yeah.
You know,
Obvious joke is obvious.
We need a new meme.
There
The
is
obvious one. No, old memes are good memes.
true.
Yeah, and Nate broke something.
All right.
But there's still that alarm near me that's giving me a bit of a. Well, never mind. There's a, I was worried that this might be one of them lasered off gates, but
Considering how old this house is, I kind of doubt it would be like that.
Well, I might have gotten an upgrade.
Lives, it's a dead end. Yeah. All right.
Whoa.
Hello,
Hi,
out of bounds.
Hi, Overworld. Hi, rest outside the game's boundaries.
Wow, it's surprisingly bright outside, even though it's supposed to be dark.
Yeah. You forgot to render the nighttime. Even Sonic 06 did that.
I'm in.
Pedro,
Yes.
I think they let the director of Plan 9 from Outer Space in on this for a bit.
You mean Ed Wood?
Wait,
yeah.
they resurrected Ed Wood from the grave? Wow.
Well, think about it,
Overworld
guys.
Really are amazing.
Well, think about it, guys.
Because
It's supposedly
Mrs.
nighttime.
Thriller?
We're in the past right now.
It's supposedly nighttime inside the house, but it's daytime outside.
What do you know? Haven't you heard of suspension of disbelief?
Yeah, we should. If
I
we
love
done Ed Wood
suspension
yet?
of disbelief. That's how it goes. What gets me through the
No,
ACW series.
well, no. Basically, Shiroi, in the Ed Wood movie, and by that I mean the biopic of Ed Wood made by Tim Burton, where Johnny Depp plays Ed Wood. They actually specifically mentioned the legendary scene that. Well, we don't actually have proper evidence, but there is a legend that when he was shooting Plan 9, that's what the producers told to him. Wait a minute, it was night, but now it's day. What's happening? And apparently Ed Wood probably said that to them. Like, oh, come on, haven't you heard of suspension of disbelief?
You know, between the Ed Wood film and Big Eyes, Tim Burton's pretty good with his biopics.
Well, it helps
Yeah.
that they were also written by the same guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's who Tim Burton goes to for biopics.
Probably.
I mean,
Well,
they
hey,
were
if
the
it ain't
guys
broke, don't fix it.
I mean, those two are the same guys who wrote a couple of episodes and developed that TV series, O.J. Simpson's Murder Trial.
Really?
So basically, that's their specialty, biopics.
Oh, by the way, I'm thinking about maybe doing a commentary on the O.J. Simpson Netflix series.
Well, it's not a Netflix series. It was on TV, but then it got put on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, I'll be honest. I mean, I don't really get the complaints about John Travolta all that much, to be honest.
Wait, people
Hold on,
complain
this
about
is,
John Travolta?
we're almost at the point.
Yeah, basically true that John Travolta was in it.
I don't
Well,
mind
I
John
know
Travolta
that.
either.
I'm just wondering why people just didn't.
They thought he acted really out of place.
Ah.
Oh, this be it?
Yeah, is it? I hope so. Cassandra M. Wait, Cassandra Morris? Oh my god!
There you go, we found it.
Mind you, if this were the case, she'd probably just burst in here telling us to go the fuck to sleep, so...
At gunpoint.
At gunpoint. Pedro, has she ever voiced a character who has a gun?
I don't think so. Alright, let's pay attention here.
Which is a paradise?
Evelyn bought a first edition of a general history of the pirates from a collector, along with a stack of documents. A letter from Joe Burns, and sent out from prison, didn't have the treasure with him. Mysteries.
So yeah, it turns out their mom was an explorer.
Well, we see where they get it from then.
Yeah, they got it from their mum.
Huh. I wonder if DuckTales was paying homage to this.
I've never seen this one.
Yeah, me either.
And by that, I mean the 2017 DuckTales.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because that predates this by quite a bit.
Yeah, by about
hold on.
20 years.
There's no need for
Oh, I guess we found the old lady that we've been reading about all this time.
Give me my journal.
All right, all right. I'm sorry, Nathan. So what now?
Now, we wait for the police.
Yeah, you don't want to have to deal with that headache.
Stop.
I mean, the hassle of ruining 2 kids' lives, that's...
I really don't want to shoot you.
Come on, lady, it was no harm, no foul, all right?
We all must face the consequences for our actions.
But this was ours.
Well, yeah, it was belonged to the mother, but the law is on her side, Dwibs, sadly.
Yeah, no, I said that. Yeah, I even said that earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Your mother's stuff.
Yeah, that journal.
Wait, is that their mother?
No.
No. She's just some random old lady.
Your
Well, not
Morgan's voice.
There you go, Cassandra Morgan.
Hi?
Michael. I could have shot you.
Yeah, you still might, so, you mind?
Yeah, wouldn't that be something? During that revelation, she accidentally shoots one of them, and that would really mess up the continuity. Because how come Sam still be alive after he was shot?
You knew her mom?
She worked for me. As I'm sure
Right,
you
so that's why they brought her here.
collector of souls.
That's sort of an understatement.
So,
Yeah.
mom was like your translator?
Your mother was the most brilliant historian I have ever met.
You know, when I first saw this cutscene, I was worried I was going to say, "Your mum was an absolute bitch."
You mean like Doctor Who?
Your mom was quite literally the worst person I've ever met.
Your mom killed babies for fun. She only didn't kill you because she wanted to train you to follow in her footsteps. Thankfully, that orphanage took you in.
Yeah, and the mum actually got eaten herself. So
By a rhinoceros, who got eaten by an elephant, who got eaten by a hippo.
So yeah, you might remember how in there you go, sic parvis magna.
Small beginning.
yeah, greatness from small beginnings.
Basically, she was researching Sir Francis Drake.
Hmm.
So yeah, Marlowe specifically said in Uncharted 3 that the father sent them to the orphanage. So basically, the father kind of abandoned them, and mom died. Basically.
That's what history tells us. But your mother and I believed otherwise. Learning that old pirate's secrets is just one more adventure I have to let go.
Yeah, at this rate, you're not gonna get there.
Yeah, considering. Also, you might want to consider quitting because that's probably not going to help.
It's probably gonna kill you faster. Take this book, Harry.
It's yours as it is mine. Who knows? Perhaps one day you'll be able to finish what she started.
Let me
And there you
guess.
go.
The venture
And there you
we're
go.
on is the one that she started.
Here are the Rozzers.
Oh, that's right. The cops. We kind of forgot. Oh, okay. Thanks. Thanks, lady.
You found your way in.
I trust you can see yourself out.
Yeah, she has a point there.
All she has to do is just get to the door.
Thank you.
Sorry about the mess.
Yeah, it's alright. It was a bit of a shithole anyway.
A house that good looking. Oh no.
Are you okay?
No, 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 no!
Jesus Christ.
No! 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 God dang it, now this is gonna look like a murder!
Of all the times for you to die, lady.
Yeah, she died of plot.
Oh shit.
Wait, we have to do something.
Yeah, we need to get the hell out of here.
Can't just leave her here.
It's nothing.
Let's see. Look, normally I wouldn't condone just leaving a corpse there either, but,
Gotta go.
Well, it's not. Well, like Sam just said, it's not like they can do anything for her.
let's see, your fingerprints would be on stuff, so they would probably accuse you of murdering her.
Yeah.
She's kind of dead.
And they left their fingerprints all over the house. So, yeah.
Thankfully, though, if she's just there lying dead, they'll hopefully just assume it's a heart attack and won't dust the place for fingerprints. If they found them there...
They're gonna perform an autopsy on her.
Wait.
Well,
so
let's...
yeah, I just decided I'll just drop down there. What's the worst that can happen?
Dwibs decided to take his own liberty on how the story goes.
Yeah.
Nate fucks up and dies, and then suddenly a game over, Kojima style, where Dwibs caused the time paradox.
Yeah, I decided, you know what? Screw Neil Druckmann and Josh. Yeah, I'm gonna do this my way. Because I mean, serious, Drake's come down from much bigger heights, even at that age, and lived.
Well, but he was an adult.
Well, he's a kid at this point.
Even at this point, you know, he's
true. It's just one of those things you have to kind of let go of because of the way that the game is programmed. Because if they allowed you to go to the ground there, it wouldn't allow for that. There you go. This angle.
Also, you'd be caught by the police.
That too.
The front gate looks clear.
That's actually one of the ways you can get a game over in this section. You can actually get caught by the police, and then the game goes back to the checkpoint if you do.
Yeah.
You are making every manner of loud noise possible.
Well, to be fair, they're considering the pressure and the nervousness, they're more prone to error.
Oh, great! Spotlight.
Oh, this way.
If they don't get a good look at your faces, you're good. If they identify you, and then, you know, now that you pretty much have been charged with being a suspect of burglary, and then find the dead body in there, yeah.
Well, we didn't. Well, she wasn't shot.
Considering they're kids, it makes sense for them to panic and not act completely reasonably in this situation.
Crap, I went the wrong way.
There you go. There's an example of what I was talking about. You can get caught with a cop.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's try that. Let's try that again. All right.
Oh, and it warped me forward a little bit.
There you go, Dubs. Neil decided to give you a little nudge in the right direction.
Thanks, Neil and Bruce.
All right, here we go.
crap. Oh,
Thanks, Sam.
This
Thanks,
time
Sammy.
we play the kid who needs help from the adult getting up.
Yeah, just a bit.
Motorcycle
the top.
time.
There you go. There you go. You probably were expecting something. They actually did manage to get away. So, when I
Yeah.
first played this section, I was like, oh, let me guess. They're gonna get to prison, and that's the prison where the game started. But no, actually, it's not
Apparently
that.
not.
Hey, isn't this the same river that Nate starts out in this game?
Well, let's see.
I'd say we're clear.
Oh, let me guess. They promised to meet here or something.
Okay, so now here's a problem. We can't go back to the orphanage because, well, yeah. So what now?
Take on different names, go our separate ways.
You got one of those two, right, Jova?
Well, I can't even really pretend to ask. I've seen this already.
Back there. I mean, that lady, she was sick. I mean, it's okay to feel bad.
Here's just hoping that it wasn't the shock of finding someone in the dead of night that did her in.
Yeah, I agree with Sam. There's no reason to feel guilty about the lady. I mean, she died of natural causes.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Cigarettes didn't help either.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
We don't.
Well, the police will find that out eventually.
No, I'm serious. We get as far away from this place as we possibly can.
Yeah? And how long till the cops find us?
Well, I think they'll be looking for Nate.
So yeah, Sam earlier didn't want to take Nate with him because, you know, it's too dangerous. But now they have no choice. So yeah, this time they're actually going to need run away together and...
You knew just as much about that stuff as that poor old lady.
Yeah.
I always felt that we were destined for something great. Until tonight.
Greatness from small beginnings, huh?
Think about
Yeah,
it.
because they're kind of small themselves.
Think about it, Nate. I hear about this new console, the PS3, which will be coming out in a few decades. We can start there and then work our way up to the potential sequel
11 years.
console.
In that journal is the blueprints for the PS3.
Yeah.
So then,
and,
hold on. Let me say that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. So yeah, Sam's got a friend that's good at forging papers. So, Mumbly, that's a friend that got hers.
Who's to say he didn't?
So here's how we do it. There's this bandicoot I hear who's hiring.
So yeah, basically their mom was theorizing that maybe Francis Drake had heirs or not, but of course it was never proved. So that's what they're gonna do. They're going to change their names to Drake. And there you go. So it's like Marlo said, Nathan Drake is not Nate's real name. Their real names are Nathan Morgan and Sam Morgan.
Ooh.
Everything changed after that. You know, we became explorers, adventurers, mostly thieves. Ow.
Okay, just hold still.
Yeah, well, most of like half the second game in this series had the word thief in the title.
If we weren't taking turns going to jail, it was because we were in jail together. After I lost him,
Quote unquote.
thought.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
Nate, you have a knack with loved ones faking their deaths and you not knowing about it until the 11th hour.
Something like that.
Like, seriously, at this point, your wife may have to fake her death just like Mary Jane did. I hate you for that, Marvel.
We all do, Jova. We all do.
With you, I doubt that that's everything.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
That's putting it lightly.
I know what you're thinking.
I'm thinking that you're lucky that I found you when I did.
Yeah, I wonder if he may have broken down in a corner sobbing if he hadn't met her at this point. I mean, don't get me wrong, Sully's a great friend and all, but gosh dang did Nate need some happiness.
It's interesting you mention him, Jova.
Follow the sound of gunfire.
Who's Sully? Oh, Sully Ex Machina.
Well, how do you think Elena got here?
Use Sully Airways.
Speak of the devil, Sully Airways.
That was quite a therapy session.
Yeah, he found out his brother lied to him and stuff. But other than that, he's fine.
So yeah, Sam is still to this day obsessed with getting famous and proving everybody wrong, and that's why he still hasn't gotten over his obsession, and that's kind of his arc in this game. And Nate is about to basically beat some sense into him.
Huh, so like with Layton, he's doing it for his now dead mother after the one treasure to beat all treasures. You know, if this ends with Sam having to fake his death and Nate getting the credit for the treasure, Nate is officially the PlayStation's Layton.
Don't forget the name changing.
Oh my god, that too!
There's also that, yeah, the name changing, yeah.
Oh my god. And you do have to solve puzzles in Uncharted.
There we go.
Especially Lost Legacy. Lost Legacy is the most puzzle-driven of the.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! And the newest installments now feature female protagonists as opposed to the male ones.
There you go.
Yeah, because that's never happened in a puzzle platform game before.
Don't ruin the comparison.
No, it did this. We're just comparing it in terms of sequels, not in terms of.
Also,
friendship.
not only that, even though it's not as blatant in the Layton series as it is here, in Azran Legacy, a lot of the puzzles are environmental.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying.
Yeah, I love that. That's one of my favorite lines from Elaine in this game. Like when he had, thanks for saving me. I almost didn't this time. Yeah. So yeah. Forgot the next part. We're going. Nate. It's time for Nate and Elena to solve their marital problems, and that's all right. Remember how
and they will do it by the power of nearly dying and everything.
That does tend to be a good motivator.
Just before we finish this, I'll just like to say something. You know, remember how when I said that at the very least, despite that annoying liar reveal thing, at the very least, Neil was at least planning on going somewhere with it. Well, this is where we're going to see the payoff. Now we're going to see both Nate and Elena actually talk to each other and finally get to an understanding of how they should live their life forward.
All I want.
This is probably one of my favorite parts in the game, not just because of gameplay and story, but because the music played by an Ari in this part is beautiful. But you'll see for yourself. See you in the next part.
See you in part 18.
See you.
Yeah.